Hey everybody, what's up? Today I'm on a spot I've fished many times. I love this spot because you can catch fish. They're pretty easy to get to as long as you're willing to walk around that kind of sketchy staircase. But since I fished and nymphed this many times before, I'm gonna choose something a little different. I'm gonna chuck some streamers. It is fall time. I'm gonna start with a Jig Sculpzilla. So let's see how it works here. Some pretty crazy currents right here. I've always wanted to cast from these steps and just sort of see what happens. It's hard to tell how deep it is. I'm sure this water is pretty deep. Don't really know what the currents are doing. Let's see if we can figure this out. Got the streamer on the end of my motor rig, 3X tippet, and about 6-7 feet of tippet, just in case I decided to dead drift it. Oh, there's a fish. Ah, darn. Right here at my feet too. There's one. Yes. Streamer fish. Sweet. Nothing crazy, but nice fish started off. Let's go. There's a fish. Nice. This one feels a little better. Nice. This is a good fish. Heck yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, this fish is colored up so nice. About 16 and a half. There we go. Oh, came off. Dang, that was another eat. Just trying to let the fish sort of set its own hook. Oh, there we go. Got a little, oh, dang it. I was flopping like crazy. I paused the stripping for a second, and that's when it ate. Came right off though. Definitely not very good at these streamer sets. It's kind of gotten quiet, so I should better move. Ooh, that was a hit. Dang. Right under that willow. Ooh, hit it again. Dang. Makes sense that they'd be there. The water's feeding right into them and they can hide underneath it. Ooh, there we go. Ah, they keep coming off. Can't get these fish pinned. Ooh, that's a fish. Feels bigger-ish. See if I can keep this sucker pinned. Oh yeah, this fish has got some meat to it. I guess. Whoa, that was a slippery rock. I just caught a bass. What on earth? Okay. Was not expecting that. Never caught a bass in here. There's something. Ah! Well, kind of my theory here is these were tied on fire hole long shank jig hooks, which are very, very heavy gauge. Very heavy, so like I have a feeling it's really hard to get them stuck. And for the recommendation from Trout Flies, he said I should get some pulling mill. I don't remember the exact model number, but he makes some better jig streamer hooks that are finer wire. And I picked them up, I just haven't had a chance to tie on them yet. But I'm definitely gonna go back and retie some of these on that hook and see if my hookup rate changes. I feel like I'm getting good hook sets, they're just like popping off. That was a slow eat. Let's see if I can keep them pinned. Oh, that's another bass. That's so funny. And these suckers pull hard for their size. Got him. Very cool. There's something. Ah! Came off. Dang it. A Jig Sculpzilla though. so bad. Let's see if I can. Yeah, that's sick. Solid little fish. Sick. So I guess that's one advantage of the streamer. You can cover more water. See if I can do that again. Got another one. A little one. Still counts. Alright, sweet. Oh, that was a fish. There's one. Yes. Sweet. Love these bows. Very cool. This one. First cast. Came off though. I think I just need pretty aggressive hook sets. Let's get that fat hook in their mouth, which I don't love. There's one. I don't know. I tried to horse that hook set, didn't stick. There's one. Little guy. Fell off in the net. Cool. That was a fish. Just thumped it. I didn't set. Hoping the fish might come back to it. So I've read that sometimes the fish will stun them, like they'll slap it or bang them. You just gotta sort of stop the streamer and then they'll come back and eat it. It's not gonna be long and the sun will be on the water. It'll be interesting to see how that changes things. Oh, dang it. I cannot get these fish to stay pinned. Really anxious to go and try and retie these on different hooks. Something on. Oh shit. Oh, that was big. I had a big one. I can't keep these things on. Pretty cool little spot. Should be able to reach over this current and get into where those fish are on the side, but if I do get one, it's going to be a rodeo. A lot of current I'd have to land it through. I still have a Sculpzilla on. There's one. Oh shit. Oh shit. He just got in the current. Oh baby. Oh, there he is. Just gonna have to get him in up high here. Keep his head out of the water. Nice. Got him. Beautiful. Had one on there. Just stuck up there up against by that grass on the bank. There's one. Ah, didn't set the hook very well. Same spot. Cannot pin these fish. That was a decent fish too. Got something pinned. See if I can keep them on. Sweet. Gotta get him over here into this soft water. Nice. Beautiful. 12-incher. Oh, that might have been a hit. Yeah. It was on the edge of the shade. Beautiful. Oh, these things are so pretty. Oh. What the heck? There's a mouse swimming by. See that black thing? That's a mouse. It's far away now. That is crazy. Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you watching all the way to the end here, to the recap. This is the part where I take some time to talk about the day, go into a little bit more detail to maybe answer some questions that you may have had along the way. But as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this is a spot on the pit I've fished many a time, and I've usually nymph it, and that's always very productive for me. So I was thinking, well, I know how to nymph it. Let's do something different. Let's hit it with some streamers. Jig streamers to be specific on a monorig and see how it does. I fished all day on the olive Jig Sculpzilla, and that was definitely something the fish were wanting to eat, but the problem was I just couldn't keep them pinned. I mean, they ate that thing left and right, and they were just spinning off that hook like it was nobody's business. So that was a bit frustrating. Luckily, I did get a bunch back to the net, but I probably left half of them in the water. I just didn't get them all pinned. So as I was theorizing in the video, and I've had confirmation from Trout Flies again, he mentioned that fully mill hook is definitely the winner. It's basically a requirement for a jig style streamer pattern. So I have tied up some more though since this video. I just haven't gone out to fish them yet to test that out. But I fully expect that when I get out there and fish again with that finer hook, that I'll have a better hookup rate and hopefully get more back to the net, because there were some monsters. I know I felt those tugs, those head shakes were rocking my rod, but they just spun right off. So I'm anxious to go back, see if I can catch some bigger fish using those techniques. One of the coolest things about fishing a jig streamer on a monorig is just my ability to cover so much water. When I'm nymphing, I basically fish upstream, 2 rod lengths up, 1 rod length out, and that's kind of my jam. And then if I need to reach out a little further, I can put an indie on, but it's still all upstream. Where traditional streamers usually fish them downstream or across stream, maybe not so much upstream. I guess you can, but with the monorig, you can cover all those waters from one spot. And so if you're going upstream, you can do a downstream dead drift, or you can jig it down, or when it gets across in front of you, you can switch the head direction, and that can trigger a bite. There's a lot of things you can do. You can, jig it around a rock. I tend to prefer upstream or right across hook sets because I tend to hook up with those better. But even today on this video, the hookup rates weren't that great, regardless if it was upstream or downstream. In fact, I may have gotten more downstream fish to the net. It's hard to say, but the cool thing though, like I said, is that you can fish all that water from one spot where you're standing, and you can even fish further away from you, hit like that one spot where I hooked 2 or 3 out in that seam that I couldn't have nymphed. Even with an indicator, I couldn't have nymphed that very well. So that was super cool and very eye-opening. So I'm definitely going to be thinking about using a jig streamer more often going forward. I don't have any streamers in the shop yet. This is Bob from Trout Flies' pattern. You can go to his website. I got a link down in the description. You can pick them up from there, or you can find a tutorial where he's got it so you can spin those up yourself. And I highly recommend picking up those fully mill 5130 hooks to make sure you got those hookups coming, because it's just stupid when they're eating your fly left and right and you just can't keep them on because the hook is too big to penetrate their mouth. So about halfway through the day, I did switch to nymphs, and I made that a part 2 video because this video was running long enough as it is. So if you want to stick around, in a couple days I'll release the next video where I fished nymphs, and I did my thing there. That continued to work all through the afternoon until we left. But speaking of streamers again, in the Discord we're doing the Fly of the Month, and the theme is streamers. So if you have a streamer pattern you've tied up and it looks awesome, be sure to jump in there, submit your picture, and see if you've got the best streamer of the month. The winner gets to have $20 off in the shop. They get to have a special role that identifies them as the champ, and the winner gets a shout out in one of my videos, and I'll show a picture, and you get to have all those bragging rights. So join up today, get your picture submitted. The link to the Discord is down at the bottom, and it's free to join. Thanks again to everybody who keeps supporting me through the shop. People are buying flies, they're buying beads, and soon I'm going to have hooks in there, my very own brand of hooks. So I'm super pumped about that. I'm going to start with some jig style nymphing hooks, and stay tuned for those. Those will be here in the shop probably in a couple weeks. Part 2 with the nymphings coming soon. I'm not going to make you guys wait a week. It's just going to come in a couple days. So hit that subscribe button, ring the bell so you get notified, and make sure you don't miss it. And until next time, everybody, I'll see you on the water, and Godspeed.